But it's been a minute, man. Welcome back to the Nobody Knows podcast. We won't even keep track of the episodes no more because we've been posting them out of order anyway. But you didn't know that either.
I didn't know that either.
But no, it's me. It's Wins. Part of Nobody, you know. And then my wonderful compadre, I'm not going to say other half because it just gets weird.
I'm just kiss him already.
I'm just gonna Blood Brothers.
cut in here and say I'm Spencer Bolio.
Yes, he is. That's who he is.
This is, we have some guests today.
We do have guests because usually we do. There's only one time where we didn't. And that was the very first episode, which makes sense.
Go back and watch that.
That was a shameless plug to our own episode.
Pause this right now and go watch it.
Literally. Click subscribe and what all the influencers say? And
Slide
click
up to
subscribe
subscribe.
and post. I don't know.
Ring the notification bell.
Follow my
Subscribe.
Twitter.
We're clearly not
Instagram.
professional influencers because I don't even know what to say. But yeah, we have a couple guests with us,
Yeah,
as
what's up,
my
guys?
friend so eloquently put it.
Yeah.
We want them to introduce themselves because they're grown.
What up, guys? I'm Dylan.
I'm LT Gray. No, I'm just kidding. It's
LT
Tiger was
Gray.
good.
Wow,
His name is Tiger.
that was spicy. All right.
T Kane.
Yeah.
Baby.
So here we are on the couch with the homies, Tiger and Dylan. What do you do? Like, what are your passions? Let's talk about your passions, because we obviously all at some level are in the art, content, that whole realm.
I'm a little darker. In the no zone. Yeah.
Spencer's gonna zoom
It's
in my
gonna
face
turn
on
to
this.
it's gonna turn to a really deep podcast going down his
I'm on the wrong side of the internet. Let's put it that way.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well,
Well, yeah,
Typical.
I'm a photographer and videographer. Still like pretty basic, pretty new to the videography, but I plan on getting better. Right now, it's just baby steps. I just had to pick up photography to learn how to use the camera a lot better.
you do some sick stuff too.
Oh, yeah, for
Appreciate
real.
that.
Let's talk about how we met first. Yeah.
How did we meet?
How would you guys think of us when you met us? How about that? Let's start with that.
Like rock stars. I walked in. Dylan's like, hey, you want to come to this event with me? I was like, sure. That'd be dope. And then
Cap.
I walked in.
Cap.
No.
It has to be Cap.
I remember walking in. I was hired to be the videographer, and I walk in. There's just like a whole. It was the Lodge 208, right? And there's just,
The lodge.
there was
You gotta do
a
another
whole
lodge.
whole crowd, just of random like musicians and talented singers and just random creatives everywhere. It was super sick, but like low key, when I met you, you were a little intimidating. I was like, oh, but this
I
guy's
love that.
chill. Like,
I actually
you,
love that.
You still come up and like talk to people, like confront people, but like I don't know. I don't know if it's just like your stature or whatever, but you're just intimidating.
You know what's funny? For a I like heard that my whole life, and I was like, am I really like? Do I look mean? Like, what is it? And then I realized, I was like, nah. It's like my inward position is very much like, if you came up and talked to me, and you guys obviously know this, like I'm gonna have a full like in-depth conversation with you and listen to everything you're saying and da da da. But it's like outside of that, it's like I think it's because inwardly I'm very selective with like in general and observant that kind of like leaks out a little bit.
You see that? He's trying to make a move on me.
Dylan, relax, brother. No, I get that, and it's kind of interesting because I can't really control it. It's not like it's like, dang, it sucks, but it's
don't need to
good.
control
It's
it.
good too, I think, because it's like then when I do talk to people, they know I'm really like
Yeah, when I talk to you, it definitely like
I'm really, like,
left a solid impression. Like, oh, this dude's really dope. I want to like keep talking to this guy.
He shows strong character. And I was like, damn, this dude's like
thanks,
alpha
guys.
male.
All right. It's
Yeah.
not about me, guys. It's about you guys. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Spencer with the crazy
He was
vocals. I
stealing
remember
the show,
walking
bro.
in and
he
you
was surrounded by girls. He was
Oh,
playing on
yeah.
the piano. He was crazy.
Did we pay for them to do this?
They might think we slipped you guys a couple hundred.
Not sponsored.
non-sponsored.
You guys probably know I've only been doing this photography video thing for like 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
But before that, I was also a musician, a guitarist, and I wanted my passion to be music production and like singing songwriting. That's what I wanted for my dream, my career.
Yeah.
And I don't know, everyone kind of looked down on it. My family didn't really support it. I didn't really have any friends that supported it. I just kind of did it on my own because I was passionate about it.
Yeah.
And when I went into college, I wanted to study music production, but I couldn't find any good, cheap, like music courses nearby.
Yeah.
I would have to fly across the states, either go to Berkeley down in California or Berkeley over in Massachusetts. And I didn't want to have to pay for that or travel that far. So I just went to Idaho State, nearest close college.
Yeah.
And I went to business marketing.
Into business
Sick.
marketing.
Had nothing to do with music
Suit
at
and
all.
tie marketing.
But doing that, it was a really boring degree. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. So I took an elective Photoshop class, just like spice things up, make it more
That
fun.
got you.
That's where it all happened.
Fun story. I failed. My professor didn't teach me anything. He told us what to do, and I had
never
no
do.
knowledge of how to use anything. It was a beginner class. But
Hey, don't
everyone-
come for us. Whatever college
It's YouTube.
are.
Yeah.
Everyone in that class knew what they were doing, and I was the only one that didn't understand Photoshop. So maybe I made the mistake. It wasn't a beginner class, but I asked my professor for help in class and emailed him, and he basically told me, that sucks. It's your problem. Fix it.
Oh,
And I failed. I
Love
went through
college,
for the
huh?
class.
way to go, Idaho.
And then the next semester, I took another Photoshop class. I was determined. I really wanted to learn how to use Photoshop, bro. I thought it'd be so funny to make memes and stuff.
To make memes. I want to make my own GIF.
What a noble pathway.
But my professor, you could tell he's passionate about teaching. He loved teaching, and he was so knowledgeable about Photoshop, bro. And he loved the software, and he knew you could be creative with it, and he could see value in us as students. And he would sit down and he would show me how to do it, and then he would reverse it and then do it 2 more times and walk me through as he did it, and then he would erase it and he would give me the mouse and say, now it's your turn to do it. And as I would do it, he would sit there and walk me through it just to make sure it was drilled in my head. And so I got the basics, and that kind of inspired me. So I started watching YouTube videos on like cool Photoshop edits, and then I started going out taking pictures with my iPhone 8 at the time.
iPhone 8?
And started making like Photoshop levitation photos, messing with colors and like just like being creative. And after that, I decided I wanted to get a camera, and that started the whole journey. And now I'm out here traveling to different states for photo gigs and getting hired by businesses to do.
Really got flown out to
Products
Hawaii
or
just to
shoots.
like do shoots.
Yeah, those photos were nuts. I love Hawaii too. I've been a
It's
couple
so
times.
pretty.
Beautiful place.
I need to go.
Yeah, those
played
photos
those
were
on Kauai.
crazy. Some of those little reels you put together, I was like, man, some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I got that drone. My friend took me out on the Kalepa Ridge on Kauai. Oh, dude, that was nuts. We actually ended up camping on the edge of the cliff on a different day, and that's when I got the sunrise photos with the drone flying over us with the hammocks right on the mountainside on the cliff, and everything's just like covered in clouds, but the sun's rising over the mountain. It was beautiful, dude.
Y'all
It was
don't
so
know
surreal.
Dylan. He's freaking psycho. Every time we've gone on a photo shoot, like an adventure, I climbed like a 60-foot bridge
I
over
remember
like
seeing
nothing.
that before, like I met you.
I
remember
love heights,
seeing that,
dude.
and I was like, this dude's a nut.
I also
You
do
stood
parkour
one
and
foot.
You
flips.
would never catch me that high, bro. Ever.
Terror.
I love it. I live for adrenaline.
I love that though. I love that. I love that. The coolest thing about seeing, like the creatives of, I guess, the next generation, if you will, like more of the TikTok generation. It kind of spills over into YouTube, but you know, it's more so for like censorship reasons. I think they kind of do all of them, but no, it's really cool to see the TikTok. I'll just say TikTok generation, for lack of a better term, really like going over the top with like some of the creativity. It's everything's not for everyone, obviously, but it's like there's so many different flavors now of what you could get from people. Obviously, some people like sell out and just do whatever they think is funny, but then you have a lot of like just genuine creators on there they just blow up off of like their own personalities, which I think is super cool. Which actually kind of leads me, what a smooth segue that was, into my pal over here, Tiger, El Tigre, as he so eloquently tried to introduce himself
That's
earlier.
Spanish for tiger.
What's cracking, Lackins?
It is.
I think it's funny because you say like TikTok generation because like I know other creators that are like older than I am. Like I'm 22 and they're between 22 and like 30 or even some 40-year-olds, and they make like a whole. You can take it and go anywhere. There's people who do it for weightlifting. There's people who do it for music. People do it for
Cooking, bro,
dancing,
so much
cooking,
stuff.
everything.
Yeah, it's wild.
Goes across platforms, grows your Instagram.
Carpentry.
And I feel like old, like because everybody's like TikTok's for kids, and it's
Businesses
so
using it.
judgmental. But like,
But it's like free marketing. I know
Yeah.
so many people. Like there's so many creators that are just like inspirational. Like people that
So
they'll
many-
literally just walk past the screen, come back, and just say their little spiel, and then walk away, and that's their content.
I've noticed there's so many musicians too that I found that were small.
Oh, they're so good,
on
too.
like creators on TikTok, and they'll be like musicians or singers, and I'll find them when they're like small, like 200-300 followers, and then after a month or two, I'll like check up on them when I
blow
just
up
think of
from
them, and they have like millions of followers. It's
crazy.
nuts. It's crazy how like fast you can grow on TikTok if you know how to use it right.
So speaking of fast growing on TikTok,
on TikTok,
you have a pretty unique story as it pertains to TikTok, don't you?
a little bit. So like, I'm not like.
Aren't you famous?
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh, is this the Tiger
Aren't you half
channel?
famous? It's funny because I follow a dude on TikTok. His name is Half Famous, and he does music too. He's really cool.
Is he half famous?
he's like half famous. He's got a few million, but like I don't even have a mil yet. I got like half a mil.
So at half a
So
at
half a
whole
million though. Like you can't
I would rate
once he gets
one
to rush
M.
over
that fact.
I would rate that's like full content.
But once he
creator.
gets to a full million, is he then?
I think he's
change
like
his name?
I think he's at like 6 million or 3 million.
So once he gets to 12, he has to change his name to
half
full
full
million?
full
full famous.
full famous.
12 million is the
frontal
goal?
famous.
Oh, God. That's only a matter of time.
Full-fledged
Wait
famous.
for the jokes to come out.
So what was your journey kind of like as far as, I guess, so give us a little insight to prior to that moment. Give us kind of a prior to that moment, when that moment happened, and then like kind of the aftermath of that, of the TikTok explosion.
It's kind of like it was a built up thing. Like I've always been interested in like the arts, whether it's performing, singing, dancing, creating, tech. Like I've always been in love with, like I did theater ever since I was a kid. Like I snuck out just to go audition for a theater kid. Yeah, and then I moved around a lot. No matter if I moved between Texas and Idaho, I was always doing theater or some sort of like singing in choir or instrumentals. It's music. I wish I would have stuck with drums though. That's a shame. Tragic. But I just liked entertaining. I make videos for myself. I'd like even on Snapchat, I'd make like car videos. It was karaoke car videos, and I would just sing to myself in the car and just make people smile and be like having feel good stuff. And that I think that started a community. And people would go back between TikTok and Snapchat and message me, and they would tell me their stories. And I have met so many friends from TikTok, like just across. Like I get to travel to California and New York. I've done so many cool
travel
things.
with
Yeah.
So how many? I guess so. Prior to
It was
you,
a shaving video, so I didn't really answer that question. That was the accidental one. Shaved over my lips. 80 million views or 18 million.
so that was the one.
It was one of the ones. That was the biggest one.
What was the one that took you from? So how many? I guess how many followers on TikTok did you have when you were just kind of pedestrian on it, and then what was the video that kind of?
I started in 2019, but right before COVID or during COVID. It was before COVID because it was before I moved here, and I moved here in like November of 19, and I hated TikTok. I was like, everybody who has this app is stupid. And then my mom kept sending my videos.
Yeah. I literally told Spence I hate this app.
Yeah, I was like, it was ridiculous. Like, I don't want it. It's just a waste of time because I was getting in my job. I was doing work. It's like, I just don't want to deal with it. My mom kept sending me videos, and I was like, okay, I have to download the app now to watch these videos or I'm just going to be a horrible son. Ended up downloading it, and then I got hooked. Instant, start making funny videos. Like, my very first one is, like, I kicked down my sister's door, and I was like, teach me how to TikTok. And then just went uphill from there. I made, like, a few videos. Some would get, like, crazy. I think it took me, like, a week or two before I got, like, my first 1,000, and then I could start doing lives. And then I started talking to people, and it just kind of went up. And I moved here. I had, like, 1K. And then I stayed on my buddy's couch for, like, 2 months while I was going to barber college because I didn't have a place to live. And that started going up, and every time I got a K, I'd do a backflip. And then I did my drill, and I did a goofy, like, how you're supposed to act in the military and how I act, because it was just super goofy, and that blew up. That got, like, it didn't really blow up. It got, like, 150, 200,000 views, which was a lot for me, who only had, like, 1,000. And every video just got better. And then I was in the middle, like, I think 4 months later, I was at, like, 12K. And then I was sitting in my classroom learning, getting my barber's license. And I made a joke the night prior at my buddy's house, and they lived in, like, apartment 314, so Pi. It was, like, right around March. And I just remember I had bandanas. I had, like, a full drip. It was just not really drip. No, it was far from drip. I remember, like, doing
drip not included.
I think it's called braille, or the blind, when you do the blind. And I just looked at it, and I went, Pi. And that was it. It was 8 seconds. I just literally said, hey, record this, Geneva. And she did it. I posted it the next day and got 1 million views. And I was like, that's my very
first
million.
Why haven't I seen this? I've seen your other videos before you blew
I had, like,
up.
2 or 3 that got past 1 million views, and then the shaving video just kicked off. And then I would just keep doing shaving videos. And
so what? My question is,
it worked.
So because, like, obviously, like, I've seen videos that on certain people's TikToks that have a lot of views, but it doesn't necessarily equate to followers.
Oh yeah.
So what do you think's the difference between, like, how that works?
You gotta have a community. So, like, it's the For You page. Like, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. Like I have 500,000, like almost 600,000, and I could still get 2,000 views on a video. Sometimes, like, not even, like, maybe a few hundred. Mm-hmm. It's really just engagement. Like, if you can grow a community that likes your presence and they can keep going to your video, and you're not, like, breaking the rules and TikTok's taking off those videos from, like, engagement. It's like it's a lot of following the rules. It's basically trying to, like, break the rules as much as possible without getting caught. Mm-hmm. Like making, like, dirty jokes or, like, innuendos or like, or even just being creative, talking about things that people wouldn't really listen, like want to talk about on the internet, they would get canceled.
I feel like a lot of viewers also fall in love with the person.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily, you don't have to necessarily show your face. There's tons of users out there that are big just from cosplaying that never show their face or only show
dancing.
a black screen or only use their voice. But the fact that people are still listening to you, getting your input, because, like, everyone has an opinion. Not everyone should be inclined to share, like, you know. But a lot of the way you feel, the way you talk, the way you describe things, sometimes the way you look, the way you act.
I just make a fool of myself on the internet and people love it.
People love it because they like how goofy you are, they like how like creative you can be, or they, you know, all that, and they I feel like that's how to build a community, is have your viewer fall in love with what you do and who you are, and not just what you're posting about.
It's because the internet's fake. Everybody knows that. It doesn't matter how happy you are or you show it on the internet. You could literally be one bad comment away from ending it all, but people wouldn't know that because you're just putting an entire front face on the internet. So I feel like the more genuine you are, the more people can, like, yeah, they'll judge you because everybody judges. Nobody doesn't judge.
And I think most people are gonna judge people that are genuine anyway, because a lot of people don't know how to be genuine themselves, and they live vicariously through the internet.
You get a lot of self-hatred
You know what I
too.
mean?
So if it's just somebody speaking their mind, and it's like not in line of what they believed or what somebody that they follow believed, then, you know, I don't know. I feel like everybody should have a little bit more open-mindedness. I understand the genuinity. Like, if you're genuine, people hate on that just because it's not really following what everyone else is doing.
Right, and that's genuine in anything. It's like, whether, like you said, whether it is like like your beliefs or your way of art or your view of, you know, the world or blah 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 blah. You know, people are always going to criticize that. But the one thing
100%.
people can't argue with is like facts and truth. So it's like, if you are being genuine, what in turn you are being truthful, right? So if you're not, and I hate to say this because it does sound cliche, but it's something I've learned is actually true just in all phases of my life at this point, whether it's been music that I was doing or dancing or battling or whatever it was I was doing. If someone doesn't dislike you, you're doing it right. Or you're doing it wrong. That's what I meant to say.
If you're doing things right, you're always going to have somebody
If
hate
somebody's not like,
It's only at the top.
if somebody's not hating, you're probably, not to say that people can't like you, right? But
Yeah.
if someone's not like trying to figure out what's wrong with what you're doing actively, then I feel like you're catering to everyone.
Yeah, because
you're
I think
pandering.
jealousy is probably the strongest, one of the strongest emotions. Probably the one I feel in
big time.
myself more than anything. Watching other people's content, like as soon as I started taking content seriously, I feel like even saying content like that makes me sound like I'm so
No, no,
influencer
bro.
Zoomer right now.
You're good.
1996, I'm like half Zoomer, half millennial. So
What is the? Because I know
2000?
like 2000. Like I'm 2000.
Is that started
You're
Gen Z
2000.
or cut off from
You're-
millennials?
There's like a bridge between.
Cut off.
There's a bridge between like millennial and like Generation Z, and I don't know if
could
it's like
Google
Zennial
it.
or something.
oh,
but
maybe
it's-
that's true.
It's because it's like
Let's
because like I
Google
was
it.
born with like
Yeah,
house
fact
phones.
check that for us so we don't cancel.
Yeah,
Canceled.
don't cancel me. I'm an idiot.
Can I say iPhone on
I
here?
don't want to
Am I-
affiliate with Gen Z.
Sponsored by.
Can I say iPhone or will I get? Let's see.
Say iPhone.
We're part of the generation that tried to eat Tide Pods for a challenge.
Absolutely not. I
I
did
still don't know if
definitely.
anyone really ate them. Or
Oh,
they
no.
just said we ate them.
I know a lot of kids that put them in their
Really?
mouths. I
There's
definitely
a-
put
there's
one in my
another
mouth, but I
one
didn't,
where,
like
like-
chew it. I was like, oh, that tastes bad.
Wasn't there another challenge where you'd go on an airplane and then lick
gosh.
the toilet seat or some shit like that?
What?
Yeah, there was a stupid trend going around.
Oh,
Okay,
also,
here we go.
That's crazy.
Got you.
okay.
All right,
Yeah.
so millennials. Oh, look at that.
Ring a ding
Sounds
ding.
like an alarm to
Mr.
me.
Popular.
Watch out.
Oh, double down, baby.
This is what I'm here for. This is literally what I'm here for. That was our
do without
friendship.
That would have just.
That was our friendship.
That was
perfectly.
chaos.
That was our friendship perfectly illustrated.
Wait,
That
hold
was
up.
so good. Thank you for that moment. That was so good.
What
It's
does
really
it say?
beautiful when you think about it.
Because in,
gorgeous.
if like 0.2 sec, I had a feeling I was like, he's not gonna remember this chord.
Just saved a life today.
And I literally was about to read that, and I looked. I was like, he's not gonna remember. Yeah, that was perfect. Wow, we balance each other.
We're chilling.
That's awesome.
Pause.
No one was hurting making this video.
Pause.
That's damn
All right,
nice.
so here we
That's the
go.
talent.
Millennials are 1981 to 1995, actually.
1985.
Yeah, or 95. Sorry, 1981 to 1995 is the actual millennials.
So 96.
I've looked into this. It depends on where you look. Some
Yeah,
of them
there- some
cut
of
off
them
later
switch.
too.
Yeah,
Seen one
and
that goes to
then
99.
Yeah.
supposedly Generation Z is 96 to 2010.
2010, 96. Yeah, that sounds about right because it's the bridge between like being born with like house phones and not like brick phones and stuff, and then switching over to iPhones. Like Like my brother, he's 14 years younger than I am. He's 8 now, and he's never not known what it's like to have VR and iPhone. And
that's crazy.
A house phone is probably like.
I remember the house. I remember
kids
remembering
like 4
my
or 5
mom's
years old
number,
that get
my dad's
iPhones
number,
and
my
iPads.
grandmother's number, and the house
and like
phone.
that's what
Those
they
are,
use for
just numbers
fun.
I always had
It's
memorized.
crazy
I
that
don't know
parents were
anybody's.
like, I didn't get a phone or like my first phone was a smartphone, so I was lucky in that regard. But I was 14 years old when I got my first phone. Kids now are like 5 years old with iPhones.
Track phone.
It's crazy.
I didn't get my first phone because my parents wouldn't give me one. They're like, you're gonna pay for your own phone. So I didn't get one until I was like a year out of high school.
True.
Dang.
Yeah, I
didn't get one until college either.
I was paying my own bill.
So how do you hang out with friends? You just have the spot on the corner that you rode bike to?
Well, we all like lived. I don't know. It's like we all lived in the same neighborhood and like
Dinosaur ages.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to think about because like I just was like not in the loop. Like I just wasn't that kid. You know what I mean? I wasn't the kid that got the phones.
You're
and all
just
that kind
built
of stuff.
different.
Did you have the street
No,
light
my
rule?
parents just weren't paying for it. Like, huh?
Did you have the street light rule? Go chill with your friends, and then when the lights came on, go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. So it's like super interesting to just see like how, kind of like you're saying, like there's kids now, they're literally like out the womb trying to get phones. Like my kids still ain't getting phones until like. But then again, it's more challenging too because it's like you almost need to have that kind of communication.
Society's like being
because stuff's just
built
kind of
off
different.
that.
You just never know what's gonna happen. So it's like almost you have to have that as a fail safe almost
feel like
for
with
your kids, like some
technology-
sort of way to contact them.
With technology, it's also a lot easier for them to learn. There's a lot of tutorial videos and alphabetic
That's very
stuff.
true.
But which is really useful. But at
You
the
don't have
same
to give them
time,
a smartphone though. You could get them.
parent lock and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
it's like a trend now. Like all the minimalists, they're like, I'm getting a dumb phone or what? I don't know what you call them,
or Polly
flip
Pocket
phone or something.
Yeah.
phone,
I know that schools now are like integrating like they're expecting kids to have iPads and stuff now. So like if you're like raised without that, you're gonna have a little bit harder time in school when everybody's like, hey, whip out your iPad, whip out your phone, look at this.
I feel like I'd rather get my kid like a laptop or something.
Yeah. Something that
So
you
then
use
it's
for
A Kindle.
Well, because then it's
Read
like
books.
to me, it's like you have to physically relocate yourself to focus on this. So if you do go sit in front of your laptop, we're gonna watch these kind of videos. Like, what do you like? Okay, we're gonna watch those kind of videos because like I'd rather if you're gonna sit there and watch YouTube for an hour or however many hours I regulate for
Go down the rabbit
my
hole.
kids. Yeah, like whatever I regulate for my
Conspiracy.
kids, it's like I'd at least want you to watch something you could learn from because I'm gonna ask you after like, so what'd you learn? Like stuff like that. It's like I feel like you can take those tools and just, especially for kids, and like direct it in some way, positively. I would imagine.
That's for the
Yeah,
future. I don't know
yeah,
about you
I feel
guys, but
that.
like I'm not planning on having kids for another 8 years more.
Yeah.
This world's ending.
It's crazy.
You're 22, you said?
22 right now, yeah.
22,
Okay.
yeah.
I was thinking like 28, 30 would be a good time to be like, maybe I could settle down. But like, let's see where the content.
Once we start
goes.
getting out of the roaring 20s.
I'm dying in the
Settle
roaring
down.
20s. Oh, but you guys, I'm going hard. Every day is Gatsby season.
It's funny because I grew up like really religious, and I had this idea in my brain that when I turned 18, I would find a girlfriend, and then within 2 years get married at like 20.
First love.
And start a family around 22, 23. And now I'm 22, still single, and I can't even imagine being married. My sister, that's my age. I'm a triplet, fun fact.
Okay.
She's married, and she just moved to Virginia, and she's been married since 2019, I believe.
Dang.
Or the end of 2018, I think it was. In
I
late
don't get
fall.
it. I don't get how people can just
But, like,
attach on to people.
Imagine that she was my age and I could be married right now, but the fact that I'm not, I can't even imagine being in that position right now just because I travel so much and I have so many passions that I'm always doing, and I'm always like trying to better myself and always thinking, not in a selfish way, but I'm always trying to better myself.
Sound like Spencer.
Yeah, I relate to that a lot. Also, being a triplet myself. I don't know if I even said that on this podcast.
You're a triplet too?
Yeah, I told you.
Wait.
He's a triplet, bro.
Yeah,
What?
you
I was
we
gonna
talked-
say it,
we
but I
talked
wanted
about
him
this.
to say it.
Yeah.
I forgot about this.
Yeah. I have a brother and a sister, triplet brother and
Yeah.
sister.
I have a brother and a sister too.
How do you? That's crazy.
What's
None of
your
them are
rank?
married though. But
Yeah, my one sister is. My brother just lives with my parents and works for my dad. So I don't know. To each their own.
That's
Is he
wild.
wait,
I
aren't you
moved
the
away.
eldest?
I'm the oldest triplet.
oh shoot, I'm the youngest.
We're getting
Six
there.
minutes.
He's almost perfect.
We could have
Almost
Just
What if
did.
we're twin flames or
Yeah.
something?
But I feel you though about like always thinking about content and like where you're gonna be in 5 years. Like how am I like investing my time and building the brands you want to build and all of that. It's interesting. The more I've like thought about it, I see people that I know that get married and have kids, and it's kind of surprising to see the level of motivation they end up with when they do have kids or get married. And I kind of
Because it makes them want to fight to stay together even more.
It does. You fight to stay together, but also like there's just this sense of responsibility that's like kicked on people that you can't simulate.
You can't run away
I don't
from
think without like a family and
Yeah.
So like the way I understand it now is like right now I have all this time and I'm more flexible and there's opportunities I have that I wouldn't have if I were married and had kids.
Yeah.
But if I did
full investor.
get married and have kids, it's like I would have so much less time. But the time I did have, I would use it a lot better.
Be very focused.
You'd probably channel, like you said, you'd probably
And it's
focus.
and it's
the
funny
energy
too.
something
And it's
that's
funny
specific.
too because even because literally me and Spence have been doing music together for just over a year and a half.
Only a year and a
Which is
half
crazy,
now.
'cause you guys
That's
are so
Wild
talented.
because
insane.
no one ever. They're just always bewildered by that, and I'm just like, yeah. But the crazy part is that he dedicated a lot of time to being an artist before I ever met him. I dedicated a lot of my life to being an artist before I ever met him, and I wasn't even doing music at the time when I met him, and I didn't meet him with the intention of doing music.
Really, you've only been doing music for a year and a half.
When
With
you
him.
do boxing.
With him.
With
yeah.
him.
But I've been.
Yeah, he was
doing
saying,
music.
he grew up.
I
Just
grew up
freestyling
rapping and like
Oh,
doing
okay.
music
Doing your own
and
thing,
was
yeah.
an artist and blah blah blah.
And when you guys found each other, you kind of complimented each other.
Well, because I walked away from music and I was like, I'm good on it. Like my life is okay, like without it.
Yeah.
If the time comes and it's right, I'll know it's right and I'll do it because I know how to do it and I know how to do it well, type of thing. And then I run into him, and I didn't run into him for that reason, but just based off of like how we connected and everything, I was just like, yep. And I literally said it to him. I was like, I think we're gonna sound good together. I'm not even worried about this at all. Like it's gonna be great.
We ain't nobody.
Facts.
We ain't nobody.
But the
I
crazy-
screamed that in my sleep.
Hey, but I said all that to say that like the crazy part about it too is that, along what you guys were saying, it's like a lot of my decisions, because like I am a part of a group, a lot of my decisions as it pertains to like marriage or relationships or whatever, I have to like weigh my decisions too, because I think about him and Ra or DJ and Rakim.
Right.
I call him Ra, so
Yeah.
hopefully he doesn't hate that because I call him it all the time. But
Sorry, not sorry.
Keep calling me that.
right, but like yeah, meeting them, it's like I always think of them like before myself.
Honorable.
So it's kind of like, even down to like a relationship, it's like, okay, I work for this many hours a day. If I do involve someone else in my life, like they're gonna have to come like after all this stuff.
It's all about
like,
compromise.
It's not just them.
right. Because I'm not just thinking about myself. So I would imagine like it's gonna be different when I have like a wife and kids, right? But my mom always told me, she would always tell me that, the person that you choose to, tie yourself to, in that type of relationship or marriage is like the second most important decision you ever make in your life. So, and coming from her who has like a healthy marriage and stuff like that, and she went through some stuff prior, but has a great marriage now, almost 30 years. And so
Oh yeah.
it's like when my mama says something like that, and I'm her only son, and so it's like when I look at that and I think about all the things that it's like, okay, if I tie myself to this person, like, and they affect my craft in a way where I'm not even able to create healthfully, I'm not even able to like have the freedom to, see that through and see what it does. It's like that's like constricting in a way, because more than likely your partner would want you, or your significant
You want
your
to find a
significant
partner
other's
to
good-
help push
they'd
you.
want that support from
Right.
you though.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So it's vice versa.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, I feel like you should find somebody that wants you to be successful. They want to push you. They don't want to hold you back or like stop your ambitions to focus more on them.
If they're
I feel
selfish, don't
like
go
I said,
for it.
compromise, but you should want each other to succeed. in your
Imagine
way.
if right now as I'm podcasting, someone's cooking me dinner right now.
right.
That I'll
I don't
cook you
have to
dinner.
think about it.
I'm a
Someone
culinary
out there is like-
specialist.
Someone out there heard
Okay,
Spence.
okay.
Someone
need
out
to
there
go
heard
find Spence's
Spence's mating call and immediately began cooking creme brulee and
That's what nobody is. It's a big mating
a
call.
nice steak.
You bake creme brulee.
They say Instagram's the biggest dating app, right?
It is.
For digital footprint.
It is. That's
Pay
why you can't even. That's why you can't even see it. That's why you literally cannot send a DM without it automatically being assumed that you're sliding.
For real though, I literally like if I'm ever gonna talk to somebody
always
and
sliding.
it's not like
Rejection
dating or
every
anything, I'll
time.
be like, yo, hey, I think you're really cool, and this is what I like about
But
you.
they'll still say you slid.
Yeah, they'll be like,
Doesn't
hey, you slid
matter
into
what
my
you say.
DMs. You just gotta show them the receipts. Be like, yo,
What I do is I always compliment them first. I'm like, hey, like if it's like a model or somebody that's another photographer, I'm like, hey, I really love your artwork. And they're like, oh, thank you so much. I'm like, how long have you been doing it? And kind of slide into conversation, start a convo, and then like, hey, like if you want to get some coffee sometime, what day are you
You
free?
DM slider.
A
You
free Thursday.
You slider.
I'm a DM opener.
Oh, you just leave them on red? No, they don't message him. He doesn't have to message anybody.
There's people I try to message, and I'll like it depends if I like want to work with them or if like they're just somebody I find like interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, but out of all the people that DM you, how many are female?
I'd say like 20%.
Why did he look down and like smirk when he said that? Are you skewing the stats, my boy?
Okay, more like
20% out of 100.
15% are women.
15% of all people that DM him slide in his DM.
A lot of people.
What are the guys DMing you for?
A lot of people think I'm gay. Like that's just my personality.
You know, okay,
Yeah.
I could kind of see.
And because I'm super open. Like I mean, like
Spark you straight.
I've definitely done I've as a person I've like experienced things, and a lot of my family is a part of like LGBTQ plus community, and so like I grew up around it. I knew like what not to say, how to act, like how to like treat people, to respond to people, like what pronouns to call them. But personally, I enjoy women. Like it's just my
That's just a preference. Yeah.
And
they say
no one's mad at you for that.
A lot of people are actually mad at me for
lot
that.
of
Not
people-
gonna lie.
But
People
that's
tell him that he
There's a-
is
what is
gay.
it? What is it?
But isn't that the crazy part though?
80%,
It's like,
80% of your DMs are mad at you for that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. He's told
but
me
isn't
some
it- but isn't
people
it
have told him that
crazy,
he's
though?
gay. He's like, you are gay. Like he doesn't have a choice. You are gay.
Like
It's crazy.
I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you.
they're not even they're like famous
Pulling out
dudes
the
too.
DMs.
But isn't it crazy though that they could be mad at you?
Like no, they get mad at me
Isn't
because
that
I'm
crazy?
not. It's the people that like don't know me and they have like anonymous profiles, and like I'm cool if you ask me what my because a lot of social media is made about sexuality. I've noticed, and like
This is accurate.
That's fact.
and I don't care about sexuality. Like I just want to know who you are as a person. But people will like they'll taunt me.
They'll like lead with that almost.
They'll,
It's
they'll be
their
like he's a
banner.
twink,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what's a twink?
I've never even heard.
I've
that
never
term.
heard of that.
It's supposed to be. I think it's a really. I don't. Sorry if I'm gonna get canceled for this, but like it's like it's a type of
What's the eloquent way to say
male
it?
on male skinny boys that are pretty boys, I guess.
So you're not even skinny.
They're the bottoms that get dominated, I think.
I get what you mean.
Like
There's
they're
vocabulary for everything.
Yeah.
there's so oh my there's
That's
I'm
that's
so
wild.
uneducated in that form, but like
It's literally starting to get to the point where I don't. And I'm pretty like aware of like a lot of things, but I've never even heard that term.
No,
That's
it's
wild.
just dudes. All of
his
them.
entire
Like-
DM feed is
Like,
males.
hi, you're hot, sexy, be mine, daddy. Like, you're cute as fuck.
Oh my god.
Best version. Making platypus noise makes me feral. Like, I'm like, what?
Yeah, they're
Yo,
weird.
people say some wild stuff,
For
bro, on
real.
the internet.
At least like some credit for creativity there.
Let it just. There. Oh, no, let me tell you.
So if you were-
men sliding into DMs are the most
Is
creative
this what girls?
thing in the
Is
world.
this what girls' DMs look like on
Yes, no,
Instagram?
I
Is
have
that what you're
such
saying?
I have such a respect for women now, like who who put their bodies or like personalities, because like you could literally just be like the most Christian, or like you could be like a super holy,
People still
like,
attack
and you can
sexually.
just you could post like your traveling adventures in a sweater and pants, and some I'm not gonna say freak, but like some
Individual.
people disrespectful will literally slide in with the most heinous, disgusting, like I'm gonna blah blah
Yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah blah blah. You're like, yo,
Out of
I'm gonna
nowhere.
track
Yeah.
you. I'm gonna find you.
How do people think that's like a turn on? That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know.
So
That's so
this is what I
creepy.
would say. The internet has done.
I think people have just
The internet's great. It's a great tool. But I think the internet is also. I used to say this in a different like when I was talking about how people they have this inflated ego on the internet,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they think they're untouchable because you can't you don't
you
necessarily
see
know
them.
where they're at.
I think it's
Yeah.
funny because you can find anybody now. Like if you really
People don't
tried,
think-
you can
but
find.
that's the thing is
anybody.
people don't think about that, and there's gonna come a time where that might come back to bite a lot of people. But I'll just leave it at that. But I think that a lot of people have this veil of like invincibility. They're like, oh, it's kind of like when kids would play early on when like lobbies became a big thing early
Video
on, like when
games.
like Halo and Call of Duty early on.
yeah.
And kids would just
It's
say the
super
wildest
toxic.
stuff. Is like, kid, if you were ever standing in front of me, like,
Done.
or ever standing in front of certain people, you wouldn't say
Like a bunch of death threats.
none of
and
the stuff you'd say.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
Right.
sitting in the quiet.
Yeah, so
the
now,
corner.
but now you have Instagram and TikTok, which are these micro bites into people's lives, so people think
Waters
they
it
know
down.
you.
Yeah.
I think they know, like kind of like you're saying, like people think they know your orientation, they think they know all this stuff just because of this or that, and then they feel entitled to you being the way that they want to see you, which is like, nah, you don't own me, brother. You know.
On
But
that,
it's like, that's
there's
how-
like thousands of millions. I don't even know. Like, there's no number to explain how many different like versions of you that people see. Like, you could walking by somebody on the street and they have that one specific idea of you. Me talking to you, like I have my opinion of you. Dylan's got his own opinion. Spencer, like, there's not one person that has the same opinion of you than somebody else. You can have like a generalized idea, and that's like where your character comes in. But like on the internet, everybody just wants to assume the worst.
Because your character is
Yeah.
like it's subjective. Like,
But they also want you to be what you want. They also, a lot of people want you to be. I think that's where the line is, right? You have one side that's like they want you to be who they want you to be, and then you have the side that like appreciates who you are.
Do you guys
But
have
I feel
Twitter?
like the people who also appreciate who you
I
are.
don't have Twitter.
I'm terrified of
I
Twitter.
don't have
Good
Twitter
off
either.
Twitter.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so scary. I like try to get it because it helps with like getting verified. You're supposed to have a Twitter account to get like verified, and have like a few like wiki pages like written on you, like articles, and that's like the bigger steps to become verified,
Yeah,
other than like
Wikipedia
signing.
about you.
That would be
But
sick.
Twitter, people were like, "What's the Twitter link?" And I'm like, "I know what you're looking for, but like, I'm trying to put my emotions on Twitter. Like, hey, I had a bowl of cereal, not hey, come look at my yeah."
But yeah, that's what I'm
wild
saying,
world.
bro. It's such a, again, that literally speaks to what I was saying. It's like it just people want you to be what they want you to be versus like you, and it's like there are very few people that break out of that and remain at that level because of all of everything that comes with that. It's like if you can comfortably do that, I definitely applaud people that do.
And
Yeah.
what we were talking about earlier is how you're saying like you think people live vicariously through other people through social
Yeah,
media,
100%.
and that's 100%
My mom
true.
definitely lives through me.
But, like the people that want you to do your own thing and go out and chase your dreams and work hard, they want to live through that through their phone screen
Yeah.
because they get a feeling that they kind of have a piece of the hard work too, and they can kind of live through what you're experiencing.
Even as your friend, like I love watching my friends' Snapchat stories, like yours, or like anybody like close to me that I don't get to see all the time, like every single day, and they're like doing something really cool. Like most people get jealous. I'm like, dude, he's living his dream. That's freaking insane.
But I
It's
think a
just
lot
so sad that people don't realize that they can also do that. They're so
Just do
brainwashed
it.
to believe
Just
they
do
have
it.
to have a normal job living in their hometown.
But I think that's the thing too. What you're saying, which I'm realizing more and more, even about our music, and we've talked about this, Vince. But like, you know, one of the compliments we get oftentimes is like, you know, you guys are different, or you know, you're doing it, blah blah blah. And it's like the crazy part about when people say it to us is what's so humbling about it is we know that, but hearing it from someone else means what we're giving to these people is making them feel like they're different.
and you're building a
Yeah.
community.
So yeah, they feel
Family.
like they're different because we are being us. We're not trying to be different. We're just being us.
You guys are super uplifting too. Like you
Yeah.
can tell you're motivated, and that
Yeah.
You
like,
have
people can
hearts.
see that and immediately feel like inspired by you too, seeing you perform, which is
But
awesome.
what I love
felt
about
inspired.
it, and what you said that made me like really think about it was that like, you know, a lot of people, the world itself, right? Everyone's not going to be rich. Everyone's not going to be Drake. Everyone's not going to be, you know, everyone's not going to be
Elon Musk.
I'm working
Elon
on it.
Musk, and you know,
El Tigre.
you know,
Not everybody could be able to.
everyone's not going to be these people, right? And sometimes it's just like the way life is set up for some of these people, right? Some people, there's also people that get famous at literally the day before working at a TJ Maxx. You know what I mean? Or an Albertsons, or
There was a
you know,
guy I
luck.
saw that used to
Luck.
Or
dance
Church's
at
Chicken.
Walmart. His name was like Cameron from Walmart or something like that.
Oh,
and he would
oh,
just dance.
Aaron from Target, or no, yeah, something like that.
There was a dude.
Yeah,
that
isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
Jake from State Farm.
Jake from, where's the khakis?
You know what I mean? But that's what I mean. It's like you never really know in a lot
She
of ways
sounds
what's
hideous.
gonna happen. You have some people that are literally they work super hard to like get to these points, and they never.
I feel that, man.
They never,
That's really
they,
discouraging.
they never necessarily achieve it, but then you
Yeah.
have these people that literally wake up, eat a bowl of cereal, and make a funny noise, and it's like
They do the
Yeah.
least, and somehow they manage to blow up.
I think it's a
And
balance between luck and like networking, because like I've noticed that I'm not like proficient at a lot of things. Like what is that? I forgot the thing where it's like master of none, or like
Jack of all trades.
jack of all trades,
Master
master
of
of none
none.
is better than a master
Often-
of one trade.
Oftentimes better than a master of one.
Yeah, so like having multiple different things is way better than just being like good at one thing specifically.
That's how I am too. With like my flips, my music, my photography, my videography.
It's also like like on networking, you gotta. I don't know how to explain this through words, but
relationship.
Let me do it through
is,
visual dance.
relationship is relationship is the builder of all kingdoms.
yeah.
And then, but that sounded good when I said that.
That was
That's
hella
Should I
deep.
write,
not
should I
gonna-
write that in a? Should I put that in a?
Put in
bar?
a song, please.
We're writing right now.
Put them-
I'll put that in.
Mark it
I'll
down
put that
right
in
now.
The
Next
one we're
EP.
about to write. I have to remember it. Remind me. I'll
You're like,
I'll make
wait.
it sound cool.
Connie over here, like write that down.
Write it down.
My mom used to always tell me to carry.
I liked it
notebook,
when you
and I
said
My mom did too.
Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna write that down. That's
Chick-fil-A.
but I never did. That's like
a bar.
That's a piece of advice I never took from my mom, which is kind of bad in a way because. But the good thing is, fortunately, the good Lord blessed me to be able to like think of things quickly. It's like if I lose something, which kind of sucks. Sometimes it's like I've thought of already 3 or 4 different things by then.
Nice.
I see what you're saying.
So I'm
Fair enough,
fortunate.
yeah.
Like mostly, my mom is right. You should carry around a notebook and you should write down your thoughts because you never know if they're gonna come back.
We bought notebooks once.
I actually write down a lot of my thoughts all the time. Like
Good.
when I'm taking notes, like even
Good
like
practice.
doing classes, I'm doodling things or I'm like writing lyrics and something because I suck at writing lyrics, but like I'll still try.
I need to
And
get better
then
at lyrics.
I'll come back and like I'll have like 5 mess ups, but I can go back and get parts for each one and then put it all into one.
Yeah. Well, because, when you don't, I think there's obviously there are people that have like special giftings when it comes to certain things, right?
You fail by not trying.
Like having like a photographic memory or whatever. Like everyone doesn't have a photographic memory, right?
Far from it.
Which is why, Siri and all these things actually came to be because everyone doesn't have a photographic memory. Reading maps and stuff like that, it's doable and it's a skill. But
It makes life a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's why now you could probably make a lot of bread now, like as a guide and stuff like that, because those are skills now that are like actually, you know what I mean? It's like it's like being able to read like old languages or like these archaic things. It's like you could get paid a lot to be able to do that in a specific line of research because everyone can't do it.
Just being like a translator for a language that isn't often used.
Yep.
For special reasons.
You want to throw us a riff real quick?
Say what?
Throw a riff real quick?
Oh, do it. Do it.
That's
Random
you.
riff.
That's you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Me?
It's too late.
Ah,
You're not a real
gotcha.
singer.
There we go.
Hey.
But yeah,
I'm secretly always riffing in the shower,
In your
the
head.
car, everywhere.
Literally,
in
it's
public,
the Rift Man.
at work. Yeah.
I actually learned something about like singing in the shower. Why you always feel like you sound better in acoustics is because
Acoustics,
it's the humidity in the air from the shower loosens your vocal cords and it allows it to pass through a lot easier without strain.
Science.
So like you can hit those high
Did you
notes.
learn that off of TikTok?
No, I actually learned that from a vocal
just
coach
wanted to say
when I
that.
was yeah.
Got it.
I learned a lot of stuff from TikTok. Usually
TikTok actually has a lot of
conspiracies.
informative things.
There's a
on it.
lot of
I'm not hating.
false information too. There's a lot of
Do your research.
conspiracy.
Do your research, children.
I learned some people wipe standing up on TikTok.
Yo,
I've-
okay.
okay,
All right,
I've
let's-
switched.
Wait,
I've
hold on.
switched.
Wait. This is perfect. Be real. Don't you lie.
I forgot about
Spence, we'll start with you. Do you wipe the backside sitting down
Okay.
or standing up?
Which way do you go?
And which way do you go?
Oh, which way do you go?
Top to bottom or bottom to top?
Well,
That's incorrect.
it's an interesting story. I went through a conversion.
Same.
Yeah, you did?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
After
Yeah.
watching the
As
video,
a kid was
As a kid, I would stand up
Yeah.
because it was harder. And
That's
wasn't
how
as
you were
skilled.
taught.
Yo,
They did teach you that way. Probably so someone could double check if it was working.
yeah. As my parents were like, you didn't wipe your fucking.
Yeah, exactly. But then over time, you learn that apparently
have
that's
to
not
stand.
normal. But
Yeah.
some people stay their true selves.
Sometimes you met.
Some people stay true to the method of standing up.
you don't
They're not
change
ashamed.
based off of the
What about you?
Yeah.
Delone.
I'm like a little bit of in between. Like I'm still kind of sick.
Are
like,
you?
rock forward.
One foot
That's
on
the
the
way you
toilet
can wipe
seat.
is in between, my boy.
Yeah. And obviously front to back, but I don't know how you can go the other way.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have ever done,
Scientifically,
like,
it has to be that way. I'm a CNA, a nursing assistant, for those of you who don't know.
Really?
Females have to go front
And
to back.
they
as
teach
well.
you, you have to start front to back because you got to end where it's the least cleanly, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want any of that jazz next to your.
You just gotta do
genitals,
all of
bro.
it. End with it, but do all of it. Like, I don't know if you guys ever like took a lot of pre-workout, but sometimes it's
Taco
messy.
Bell, bro.
Too much
Taco Bell.
pre-workout.
it's-
Oh my god! And you got,
Taco Bell.
So what is your preferred stance?
now sitting. Well, it depends on
Oh,
the
that's
toilet.
right.
Actually, it depends on the toilet.
Let's get a
Actually,
conversion
like
too.
if it's a big one in the airport, like not even gonna lie, I'm still freaked out by some gas stations. Like I've traveled a lot, so I've been in some sketchy bathrooms, and I'm just like, I've even hovered at one point in time. Just like standing.
Yo,
over
hovering.
it.
I've
I've
definitely
done it.
hovered. Bro.
Yeah, like not all the time. Like very,
hovered.
very rarely. But
You know,
like
some
it's
countries they
needed.
hover all the time. That's what
That's
they
actually
do,
yeah, it's
right?
normal.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
sitting in
What
there,
about
like
you?
I sit down, bro.
Sit down.
Flipping in
And
the forest, bro.
I'm kind of like weird with the white motion because I'm like, I need to make sure it's gone. So I
Yeah.
kind of like go. I
The
go. I
forever
kind of
white?
go back and forth on the white motion.
What
I
songs
That
just
is
wipe
brings up a
twice.
very.
I got to make sure it's like.
Do you want to take this even deeper?
the automatic flushing?
Nope.
okay, wait. But do you
ever
crumple up
wiped
the toilet
and then
paper?
That
or
was
do you
yeah.
fold it?
Do you crumple it or do you fold it?
I
That was
definitely
the
fold it.
Fold.
Mm,
Mixture. It depends if you get a bad rip.
I think
or
it just
not.
depends.
Okay.
I don't want
Most
to
of
get
the
any.
I don't overthink that part.
Okay. Okay.
As long as it's not touching my hand.
when's
obviously,
for
I'm straight.
what is?
I'm sitting
Well, yeah, but like how
Yeah,
do
that
you?
would-
back and. I'm like a
fold?
back and. Oh, I don't.
At
To
least
me, it doesn't
crumple.
matter. I don't even think I think about it. It's more so for me. It's like I just don't want to touch my hands. I don't really think if I crumple it or not. It's just
when
like,
you push too hard and it breaks the paper down, you just instant wash your hands.
Wait,
Instant.
what?
Careful.
You tell me. Oh my
You
goodness.
ever waffle stomp it down the?
This is the dark side of the internet.
This is
we're
the dark
talking
side.
about.
When you buy
We're
that
here.
super soft, when you really need it super strong, and it just rips through, and your finger just, you're like, oh,
Where you don't realize the toilet paper is like extra thin.
Dawn dish
that
soap.
you
Don't even use
use
regular
the
hand dish
normal
soap.
amount.
get the oils off.
Too thin.
All right.
What was that, Dylan?
So like when you go to somebody else's house and they have like extra thin toilet paper without realizing it, so you get the normal amount, but it's too thin and it's too late to
Too
change.
late.
The
to
sandpaper
apologize.
in porta potties.
Too late.
It's too late to apologize.
That was great. That was great. I'm glad we had that moment together.
Yeah, I
Insert
feel like
flash mob.
I need to start writing down more of these types of questions just to break the ice.
I literally just asked.
Alright, so when you brush your teeth, do you wet the toothbrush before putting the toothpaste on?
Yes.
And
Neither.
Wait.
follow up question.
Before?
Follow up
Done it
question.
all.
Do you wet the toothpaste after you put it on the toothbrush before you put it in your mouth?
I've done it dry. Like sometimes I'll just
Definitely
switch
don't
them.
do it dry.
When I have to do field stuff, so like we don't have water, potable water all the time, so you just gotta do it dry and then you rinse it off at the end. But like at home, it's
I feel like it's kind of cringy.
toothpaste, then water, then brush.
I feel like I put water on the toothbrush. I also put water on the toothpaste after I put it on my toothbrush.
Then you get
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
you
I'm
get
the
that
same
weird
way.
thing where you're like,
You wet the toothbrush
Don't ever
and
do
then
that.
toothpaste on, then wet the toothpaste.
oh, now I feel weird.
What do you do?
Yeah, that's kidding.
You ever thought about that?
Yeah, do you guys swallow the toothpaste or do you spit it out?
It's actually
Spit it
healthy to
out.
swallow.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's actually really good for you. So like, well,
People
nervous.
swallow that? I didn't
not
realize.
so.
I spit it
The
out
sweeter the
still.
toothpaste, the less healthy it is for you.
Doesn't it have fluoride?
Yes,
Isn't that
it
gonna
does.
make you?
If you swallow a bunch of it and you eat it like ice cream, it is not good for you. But like a little bit,
You sound like you have done this before.
you do that?
I've
Yeah,
actually do
experience.
research.
You sound like
this.
you've taken a couple tubes to the head.
Oh, I've taken way more than tubes to the head. Trees, ground, gymnastics,
Football.
double backs, concussions, football. Oh yeah, the football one was really bad. That was a bad concussion.
I remember
you
those
okay?
days.
I
Mentally,
feel like that's a hard question. I feel like I could be a lot mentally better if I didn't hit my head so much. But like, I'm chilling right now.
personally.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Oh yeah, no, but so like there's a healthy like I think it's like banana, baking soda, and then like something else that you just like mix every day. And it's, like if you want like a natural
Did
healthy
you
one
learn
without fluoride.
that on?
Actually, yeah, it's TikTok. And then I looked it up because it was a dental
Like making your own
TikTok
toothpaste
is a
from scratch.
magical place.
yeah, you
And
can
then
either
you
make it
just
from
eat it.
scratch,
You
but
Is
like
TikTok
it's
the new Google?
kind of. Well, you got to get the right sources though. But like I guess when you're swallowing it, there's bacteria in your teeth that you're supposed to have like bacteria in your stomach to help digest food. When
Enzymes
you
to break down.
swallow it helps break down. It goes through everything. But like if you brush it and you spit it out, like rinsing your teeth out with like mouthwash isn't really good for you. Like
Yeah.
spitting that out, you're getting rid of all the bacteria that helps you digest food. And I'm not like
So do you
100%
swallow
on that,
mouthwash
but
too?
I actually don't use mouthwash to be honest. I have mouthwash, but I haven't used it in months. Like if I'm like unless like a girl's over and then I just gotta get like a quick little like a breath in. I don't have time to like brush my teeth before like a hot session. Can't be smelling like garlic.
All right. So when you guys get a bowl of cereal out, do you put the cereal and then the milk and then milk or milk?
I
and
open the
cereal?
cereal box and I put the milk in the cereal box and then I shake it up and I drink it.
Yeah, okay.
Or you could just live in Canada and get bagged milk.
There's
How to spot a liar right here. Did you see that?
What you gotta do?
Wait,
it's
Tiger,
Truth Stretcher.
I
I
do
think you need
cereal.
this.
I do cereal and then
Milk.
milk. Yeah.
Because
Gets too soggy.
Capping. There you
Yeah.
go.
Ooh, El Capitan over here. He thought he was El Tigre. He's really El Capitan.
Okay.
Leonardo Cappuccino over here.
I love cappuccino, man.
He would.
I love cappuccinos.
I don't know why I said that.
Leonardo cappuccino.
Leonardo DiCappuccino. But nah, man. Yeah, definitely cereal and then milk. There's just something like I don't even know the word. It just
That's how the commercials do it.
you pour that, bro. You pour
Commercials
that.
are fake.
You pour that milk.
You think it's just
Nah,
corporatism?
bro.
Is that
No way. You
Dude,
pour that
they-
milk,
they
bro. You
actually
pour that
use, like-
cold milk
they
into
use, like,
that
white
cereal,
paint.
bro. Your life, something happens.
Something
For like
Y'all-
commercials
on the
and stuff,
inside.
they use like
Yeah.
paint. They don't even
They use
use
glue,
milk.
actually.
Because
They don't use any
Yeah, all the
food.
display. Yeah, even on like the burger commercials and stuff, all that.
Oh, it's all
food's
Or like
all-
syrup, they use motor oil.
That's
I'm not
gross.
even
That's
kidding.
disgusting. But real talk, come on. If you pour that cereal in there, you hear it hitting the bowl, bro.
What kind of
then
cereal? Like Reese's Puffs or
I feel
like
like
Reese's
like
Puffs is not one of my faves.
'Cause, like,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Cheerio? I had Cheerio.
Honey Nut Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios with extra sugar. That was
Bro,
that
why
kid.
I would do
are you
Life
putting
cereal.
sugar
Raisin
on Honey
brand.
Nut Cheerios, bro? They're so sweet.
Bro,
Raisin brand.
I would eat Life cereal.
The
like
most
original.
elite form of cereal.
No,
And
we're
put
not
sugar
gonna
on
just
that.
we're not just gonna hop over the fact that you put a lot of sugar on Honey Nut Cheerios.
telling
One of
me
the
you don't-
sweetest cereals.
I have the
That's supposed to be good
sweetest
for your
sweet
heart.
tooth.
Clearly, yours aren't.
it's
No.
not even close to one of the sweetest cereals. It is sweet.
No,
yes.
Honey Nut Cheerios is
Inspired.
really sweet.
They're not
The
that
Frosted
sweet.
Flakes.
What do you
Frosted
eat on a
Flakes.
regular basis?
Wheat
I,
Thins,
I don't
Frosted
eat
Thins.
stuff sweeter than
Yeah,
that,
with extra
but like
sugar.
That's just like
Cinnamon Toast
sugar.
Crunch way sweeter than.
But I'm
Chocolate
saying
milk.
but I'm saying Honey
Toast
Nut
Crunch
Cheerios
cake.
at a base level. Honey Nut Cheerios
Is-
is supposed to be
is
like one of those like
Good for you, hearty.
yeah,
better for you.
but
than,
it's so sweet. And You
Yeah.
put sugar on it.
Let me tell you, I had I was a fat kid. I had 6 plus Coca-Colas a day. I would go through an entire 12-pack to myself in 2 days.
I'm glad life changed for you.
Yeah, I don't even like soda anymore. You guys like soda?
Did your
Cocoa
parents
Pebbles?
enable that?
Cocoa Pebbles?
I'm not trying to
Fruity
put them on
Pebbles?
blast or anything.
No, so like I
I'm gonna
actually
answer
kind of
your
yeah.
question.
So here's a little life story. I feel like I'm the runt of prodigy parents because my dad and my uncle were junior Olympic gymnasts. Yeah, probably.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm the runt. That's what I like to call myself.
Points
And my
for
mom
Larry.
was a professional cheerleader, and then she was also a cheerleading coach. And she took my local high school. Every time she taught her cheerleading, she took them to state, and they won state. So they are very knowledgeable. My great uncle, which is my dad's uncle, he was SEAL Team 6. So like everybody's like an athlete or like really good at something. And I grew up in the midst of divorce and the 2008 bankruptcy. So like I grew up with nothing. And then I got to like have all these cool like stories. And then then I hit puberty and I got fat. So I was like unhealthy in my childhood. And then as like hitting puberty, I moved and started taking care of myself. And
Then you
They
look
got
like
TikTok famous.
Then got
Look
TikTok.
how life turned.
the genetics, that's crazy. Like
Now
I don't
traveling
see
all over the
myself as like anything different. Like
I
to
know.
be honest, I feel like all three of you are a lot harder than I am.
I just like saying it. Well, thanks.
cap.
No,
El Capitan.
no cap.
Okay.
Full,
Put
truthfully.
the hat back
100%.
on
But
his
again,
head now.
I
Don't
think
you dare.
you deserve this.
His hair's getting the best of him. He just got a haircut, clearly.
I did get a haircut actually like 2 days ago.
I think I saw it on your TikTok.
I was getting in
You were
trouble.
trying to be cute. I remember. I was like, oh.
I'm way more than cute. No.
He believed that. Don't
my homie's
don't not
cute.
buy that.
Hey, if your
He tried
moms
to-
are
he tried to
single-
roll that. He tried to peel that back real quick.
Young Gravy, I'm taking lessons for you. If you got single moms,
Young
I take care of them.
He's with Addison Rae's mom, right?
Is he
Yeah,
really?
yeah. Young Gravy is.
I laugh at her dad. Like he is a tank. He's a muscular man,
he's
but he is
definitely strange.
He is. Yeah, he's throwing some.
I think that's what social media can do to you, though.
It can really
Turn a man into a kid real quick.
I feel like a kid.
Turn a
on
grown
social
man
media.
or a grown woman into a kid real quick.
It's really money.
We're all low key kids.
That's
deep
where
down.
we're
The
headed.
root of all evil is
It's like
money.
reverse.
I
It's like
don't wanna
reverse engineering
lose-
us.
Yeah.
I don't want to like lose my adolescence. I want to stay somewhat of a kid because I feel like life is too short to take seriously. You know?
I mean, yes and no.
I want to be the guy.
I mean, you got to take. I get what you're saying, and I definitely think there does have to be a level, because I think this is one thing I do think that is very true across the board, no matter what, is that a lot of the issues that we do have in our adult lives are results of experiences that we did have as a kid when we were the most malleable. Because the older you get, you're just not that malleable. So
That's where we like learn. That's where our brain function grows so
Yeah,
rapidly,
100%.
and we're
So I-
taking.
yeah.
And like anything
3
that we
to 6.
experience could lead to like future trauma or
most
like influence the way
absorbing
that our
information.
personalities turn out.
yeah, so like Addison Rae's
Childhood
dad. So Addison Rae's dad acting
What?
really strange. Just
Child
not surprising
psychology.
to me. It's just like you were probably.
My little brother, my mom learned all these
Amplified.
facts when I was like, when he was a kid. So I know all these random baby facts just because I was 14 years older than my
He's
brother.
ready to have a kid. Ladies,
ready
here
for
to
a
hear
kid.
first.
Like when
There you go,
when a baby's
ladies.
a baby and they're like less than 1 years old, if you blow on their face like very, very slightly, it's like I think it's like 8 times stronger to them. So like
That kind of
you
makes
can make
sense
them
because their
throw
brain
up.
probably processes that differently.
Or like even when as a baby you can like learn any language because you have the capability to form your mouth into any shape to learn any language, and then as you get older
Because you know
can
no
adapt
language.
to whatever. So that's why it's a lot easier to learn like multiple languages as a child than it is as an adult.
Your literal mouth, your muscles, and the mind-brain connection.
Yeah.
Like, interesting.
That makes
Those
sense.
those aren't formed yet because you don't know how to talk yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you can learn literally any language depending on how difficult it is.
that makes sense.
But like
it does.
I feel like a lot of bilingual households, the way that the kids learn is because their family will speak in their native language and they go
Sure.
to school and hear whatever language is common in
Yeah,
their state.
that's
or
why they
country.
say it's the best to teach a kid a second language when they're
Mhm.
when they're young, because
6 to
they'll
8.
just absorb it.
I wish I was bilingual. I want to speak American.
I speak
Okay.
ridiculous.
American.
All right.
Y'all don't understand. Yeah.
We done here?
Idaho country for you.
I wish that I had the words to
Leaves
give to
room.
you guys for what I just witnessed.
Moment of silence, please.
I got
Silence.
nothing.
Struck by where are you?
I feel like there's something. What's
Oh,
brewing over there? Huh?
Oh yeah, I have a question. So okay,
I could
both
feel
of
it.
you guys have been on TikTok a lot more than we have. We being
Factuals.
nobody.
What do you want to know?
Yeah, I feel like you guys have a lot of game to offer for anyone who's trying to grow. And
Oh, definitely.
Give some
Okay.
game to these whippersnappers.
what's like the one
If you had to
thing?
give them one thing.
Yeah, if there's like one thing that you think someone should know if they're serious about
Have a goal.
growing on TikTok.
Like what you want to do, whether it's music or like whatever you find interest, whatever
a
you want to
niche.
do as a person. Like even niches can be malleable, but like for like us, music and dancing. Like I like entertainment, whether it's music, dancing, acting, stripping. Like, I like entertaining in all forms. All forms. Don't go in that.
And I'm photography and video content and travel influencing.
But like just be able to be malleable, because like somebody has like if you're like a singer songwriter and somebody's like a good chef, be open to learning something from the chef, because you could learn something so minute from them and you could put it to your practice and make yourself 10 times better than nobody would. Like everybody wants to be creative and different, so you got to use every skill you learn from every genre to make up who you are. Don't listen to hate comments.
I'm not big on TikTok like LT Gray over here, but one thing I have learned from my time posting on TikTok is that honestly, you really won't really go anywhere if you're not consistent. You just gotta follow. You have to follow trends. Even if you don't know what to post or don't have anything specific or good in a sense, professional in your point of view, still post it, because it's still something out there. It's still something that's going to get engagement.
Oh yeah, like that first shaving
be
video.
Consistent. Even if it's not good content, it's still content. Just keep posting. It's like 2 to 3 times a week. He does like 3 times a day.
3 to 5 times. Well, sometimes I'm bad. I do once a day.
He has to do that to keep up his engagement and to keep his followers.
Yeah, it's going to start going down.
So how would you break down the anatomy of good content, like a good TikTok video?
So it depends on like what
you want to. It's all about watch time and like grabbing their interest right off the bat. So usually, that's what I've learned is like have an engaging question or like.
Oh, we have controversy.
There's no.
Well, you're on a different side of TikTok. You're on Thirst Trap TikTok.
No, I'm actually on music and conspiracy TikTok. Oh, and anime TikTok.
This is conspiracy TikTok.
Yeah, I'm on a lot.
I could get into
TikTok.
that. I could get into
aliens.
Like I don't like believe in like one thing. I kind of like believe in everything, very spiritually. Like I was. I don't know what kind of topic you want to go to, but like I was definitely raised religious, and then I'm not against religion, but I also believe like in a lot more than just what's able to be defined. I don't know, it's weird. I'm open-minded towards everything.
Yeah, I think I don't want to like go on a tangent.
Yeah,
but yeah, I won't
go
so you can go for it.
Aliens.
I was in a lot of weird, bad situations growing up, and especially with like people like not wanting to live, like that kind of stuff. You think you're not, when you feel like you're plateauing and you're not doing anything on the internet, and you feel like nobody's watching, nobody cares about you, like, and you still strive to do a thing. Like sometimes I'll go through DMs and I'll hear like, oh, you think you're full of yourself, you're cocky, you're name call this, name call that, you're this sexuality, you're blah blah, you're not worth anything. Then there's those like 1% comments where like, hey, I know you get a lot of hate, but you not know who I am. You probably never see this, but you literally saved my life. Like, your videos bring a smile to my face. I show my mom. I show my grandparents. You help me learn. You help me be a better person. Those comments are absolutely worth every single hate comment you can ever get.
Yeah, but I think even with what we were saying at the beginning, it's like, if that's not, I feel like being able to realize who you are in the midst of people assuming who you are and belittling who you are, who they think you are, rather. It's like, I think being able to like rise above that and that kind of solidify your identity it makes those things even more like laughable.
That's kind of crazy, because when I said I was doing music in college, I wanted to be a singer-songwriter. While I was studying business marketing, I would still make music in my dorms and stuff. But at the time, my family nor my friends, nobody really supported my music. Nobody really thought I was going to take it anywhere. And they would constantly like drag me down. Like, I had a bunch of anonymous messages from like those anonymous apps like YOLO and stuff. You'd swipe up on, leave a comment, and they can't see who it sent. But I get a lot of hate on my music, a lot of hate on my flips, and like then I picked up photography because of that Photoshop class, and I had a couple people tell me I wouldn't take my photography anywhere, and I actually lost a couple friends over it because they didn't think I was worth it. They didn't think my photography was good and all this stuff. And I decided for myself to move away from my hometown. So I moved here to Boise, 4 hours away. And I didn't care what people thought about me. I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew it was something I was passionate about. So I knew I could get better. I didn't care what they thought about me because I knew what I thought about it. And I knew that I could get better, and I had tons of room to grow. Granted, I knew I wasn't the best. So I kind of like could see where they were coming from, but the way that they would go about it was so disrespectful that I just didn't affiliate myself with that, and I decided that I was above them in a sense, where I had to like kind of carry my own burden on my shoulders alone because I didn't have any support. So when I moved here, I continued getting better, continued doing Photoshop edits, continued being creative, started networking, reaching out, and the people over here have been way more supportive. People have been sharing my work, and as I've gotten better, I've had people from my hometown reach out to me saying that I'm a celebrity back in my hometown, pretty much. I've had people go to restaurants and they heard people at a table next to them talking about me, like saying my name, and I would go home and people would start bringing up my name, like, oh my gosh, that's Dylan Landon, like he's so crazy talented, and it's kind of surreal because at the time I had no support, and now that I've done this myself and I've grown myself. Now, out of nowhere, I'm getting showered with support and like love and from these people that I knew literally thought so little of me at the start.
It's a revolving door,
ridiculous.
You got a problem with my boy Dylan? I'm coming for you. I'm just say that.
I know I'm never going to be the best, and I always had that mindset. I always try to humble myself. Like I am proud of my work. I will say that, and people are constantly telling me that they love my work, and I understand that. But I am always looking at other people that are above me, and I'm always trying to take what they do and trying to better my
always
work.
remain a student. That's
but
what I always tell
always
people.
Be a student. Yes.
Always be a student.
But I am always helping other people. I have beginner photographers I take under my wing all the time. They're my apprentices.
The best master.
I'll show them, and they
Best student.
my friend Lex, I love her to death, and I've kind of taken her on my wing. I've been showing her a lot of photography.
She's tight too. I've seen
Her
some of
photography has
She's
been
gotten
leveling up
crazy,
like crazy.
too.
She's
Yeah,
getting a lot of gigs now.
Shout out Lex. She's tight. I've seen some of her stuff.
We love you, Lexa.
Yeah, I have seen.
She's
stuff.
crazy talented. I love showing people because I never feel like photography is something that should be like kept secret or like
No, it's art. It's
the
literally
editing styles shouldn't be
Yeah.
like kept well secret. I feel like it's subjective. Everyone has their own styles. Everyone's good in some regard, and some of it is bad. But I feel like we could always teach and like help other people who are below us, as well as reach out to people who are above us.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I feel you.
No, I think
From the inside.
Nah, I think you guys are so dope, and we definitely gotta
Yeah.
we gotta do some stuff. Like we gotta do like some.
Let's make a goofy video.
We gotta do some.
wanna practice
we
my
gotta do like some
videography. We need to
vlogs
come
and
up
stuff.
with, like,
Ooh,
I love
that would be
vlogs.
sick.
We gotta do some
Vlogs.
cool stuff.
I'm trying to figure out like so I saw my buddy, right? He came to see me. He had the newest like I don't know, it was like $800 or $900 GoPro. And it was like shot in 4K. The resolution was crazy, and I thought GoPros were like super silly. Not silly. I always wanted one, but like I thought they were just like mid-grade for like adventures.
Yeah.
He could stream from his GoPro, and it is crazy high tech. He had the extra wide zoom, and it was like crazy crisp. The colors were like immaculate and beautiful. And I was like, hey, you could just put that in your car, because most of my ideas usually just come from me when I'm driving. I don't know about you
Yeah.
guys. Like I'm always just thinking or singing or
Lyrics
like
usually
talking to
while I'm
people, watching I'm not watching videos while I drive, but
Wow.
sitting in the car.
Through the front of the bus.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
honestly,
man.
it's so dope and inspiring to see like have both of you guys on here and to talk about really your origin story in a lot of ways. Because like you talk to a lot of people that are like maybe they have a few million followers on TikTok or they've been like a professional photographer for 10 years and they've worked with Beyonce or whatever. And it's like those people so often don't remember
Where they came from.
yeah, either where they came from and like they couldn't, and it's not like
hard to
they all
relate, yeah.
sell out or something, but they don't. It's literally just hard to remember what exactly happened back then and like how
it's
you
not,
actually
it's
got
not really
here.
their
got
pattern
started.
anymore, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
for them to go back and kind of explain it in the exact way where it's 100% relatable. Outside of just being
yeah.
like, yeah, man, you know, I had it hard and I grinded. But you got you guys,
Yes, I have
you got you
support.
guys right here that you know. You're not so far removed from those moments, so it's like really cool.
We're still
And
in
you guys,
that
and you guys are
beginning
younger
works.
guys.
Do
You
it
guys are
Dobrik
younger guys.
style. Bring all your friends with you. That's my goal. Make your family, and then people can just revolve around that like group.
That's
I'm
great
a
advice.
Big
Yeah.
believer that family isn't blood.
Oh yeah.
You know what's funny? I'll make this the last thing because I got to go hoop. But no, I wanted to make sure we gave time to you guys. But no, I think one of the things that was super cool when we came into contact with you, we sat and had that very extensive conversation. We were editing and sitting and talking at the. Remember that?
yeah.
We were all
Right,
sitting
right.
at the
Yeah,
table,
sitting in the
eating
back
pizza.
row.
chilling.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was like one of
Yeah.
my favorite memories,
That
meeting you
was
guys.
fun.
Yeah, and one of the coolest things was I knew when we left that room, and I think I told Spence, I was like, I feel like they're gonna be around, you know. I was like, I don't know why. I just feel like they're gonna be around. We gotta like talk to them later or something like that. We had some conversation
Yeah,
about you
yeah.
guys, because me and Spence, we often have conversations about people that kind of cross our paths, and you know, just our thoughts, purpose of kind of coming
Yeah.
across people
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's super cool to actually have you guys on here. It's kind of a full circle moment because it reminds me of that conversation in a sense, because we were sitting at the long table and like, you know, so but
No, I appreciate
obviously
you guys for having us on.
Yeah, thanks for that.
oh, there's gonna be more stuff too. We got some plans. You know?
Oh boy.
Hopefully we be on again. This
Yeah.
is fun.
So we definitely gotta link up, make some cool videos, vlog.
Let's do a
We got to
homemade
travel
concert.
together, or take a road trip or something. And do
Anywhere
something.
you want, let me know.
We're going back to
sick.
LA next month.
Do a
2 weeks,
nobody.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks is where I'm going. Yeah.
Oh boy, I should start working.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Why after?
definitely appreciate you guys. I wasn't, but I don't put that on camera.
Walk out.
But no, I definitely appreciate you guys for coming through, man. LT Gray.
Yeah,
and
just
Dylan.
shout out your social media handles right now.
Oh, my handles are like, I'm actually trying to switch mine because I want to get all mine to be the same one, but like every single one is different because I had my 16K
What's your most
Instagram.
prestigious?
TikTok is Tiger Conniff, so spell Tiger, not Tigger, and then CONNIFF, and then my Insta is tiger.kane, as in Cain and Abel, the firstborn son, the conqueror of evil.
Okay,
actually, the
okay,
starter
settle
of evil.
down.
CAIN.
My Instagram is official_DL photography, and my TikTok is dillydoggy.
Dilly dog.
Why do we all do that? All right.
That's
But yeah, man, thank you guys for kicking it with us.
Follow our boys.
I mean,
do it right now.
Just whatever.
Thanks
Like,
for listening, guys.
do
I
it.
appreciate it.
We ain't nobody anyway, so
We ain't
don't worry
nobody.
about us.
They ain't
We'll be
nobody.
around.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, much love. We out. We ain't nobody.
Peace.
Thumbs up. You're